Right, now that you have Sublime Text installed, let us get started. So typically you're going to have a blank file like this with nothing in it. And remember, we are writing HTML. So HTML has a structure and it uses what we call tags or elements, right? And to open or to create a tag, you use this character or the less than sign, right? For instance, if I were to write a tag called tag, this is what I'll write, tag. And if I were to close this tag, I'll do this, right? Then I have opened the tag like that. To close it, I'll do this, tag, okay? So this is the opening of the tag, and this is the closing of the tag. Everything you have in between here is the body of the tag, all right? Or more like the content of the tag, all right? But really, there is no tag like tag, okay? And this is not the normal structure. So for an HTML page, because it's an HTML page, it's going to start with and end with an HTML tag. So the first thing we're going to write here is HTML. I open it, and then I close it, HTML. Yeah, that's all. HTML page is ready. And now, as a page, similar to the way we have a body or a human body, it has a head, and it has a body. The same way you have your own head and you have your own body, you know. Computer science tends to mimic biology a lot of times. Right. So to declare the head of this HTML document, I would say this. I'll create another tag which is head. Open it. I'll close my head. And then for the body, I go down, body, and close my body. Body. Right. Bam. Pretty straightforward, right? Okay. Next thing you want to do is save this file, right? So while you're writing code, you should always make it a habit to save your work. Once you make any changes, always save your work. And if you're on Windows, you could press Ctrl S to save. If you're on Mac, you use Command S, right? And so I'm going to save this, being the first file we are creating. Now I need to specify where I want to save the file. Remember, we created a folder in the beginning. I'm going to find that folder. Yes, first site. And I'm going to name this index. Why am I naming it index? As far as web development is concerned, index is usually the first file, right? It kind of makes sense, you know, it's the index, right? It's the first file, it's the main entrance file. So on any web page, the first page you get to see is the index page. And since this is an HTML page, I'm going to name it index.html. I'm going to save it in my folder, and boom, ha ha ha. Now you can see over here, my index file is saved within my folder structure, okay? And yeah, that is that. So I've saved the index file. So let's start again, and it's gonna get prettier, okay? So what are the first thing we're gonna write? HTML, right? Ha, magic just happened. Did you see that? So because I have saved the file as an HTML file, Sublime Text automatically helps me fill up the structure for the HTML file. Remember, when I had not saved the file, I had to type everything out myself. But now that I have saved it as an HTML file, the moment I imputed or I tried to type the HTML tag, Sublime Text populated the rest of the structure for me. And this is what we call code completion or code assist, all right? In the sense that certain tools or text editors can help you complete your code. So you don't always have to write everything out yourself. So sometimes you might wonder how do programmers get to remember everything? Well, we have autocomplete, sort of, right? But you gotta know what you're doing as well. Cool. So with two keystrokes, I have my HTML tag created with its head tag, with a body, and you can see that the head has a title, right? So let's give the head a title. To give my page a title, all I got to do is type within the content of this title tag, and I can type in anything I want. So I'll say this is my page. All right, and I'm gonna save that using my Ctrl S key as usual. Now if I show you, if you open this page in your browser, this index.html file in your browser, you're gonna see what it looks like in a minute. So I'm gonna click on it right here, open in Chrome, which is my favorite browser, and bam, we have a blank page. But why? Why is it blank? This is sad. Don't be sad yet. You can see over here you have this is my page, right? So this is my page is what you actually said as the title, right? So have in mind that everything you have within the title, within the head tag, will not appear in the page itself, but would rather be one of those invisible things that controls the page. For instance, the title tag determines the title that appears up here. So if I were to go and change this to something else, this is another page, and I were to save that, and I come here and reload, you can see this has changed to this is another page, right? So the title tag contains what you have here, and you can see the title tag of this page over here. That is what determines it. The same thing goes for this. The title tag is what determines what you see here. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. Okay, so we've explored a small tag you can put in your head. What goes in your body? Your body is where you input everything you want to be visible on the page, right? For instance, you want to put an image, you're going to put it within the body. You want to write some text, which your users are meant to interact with, you're going to put it within the body. Typical example, blah, 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 blah. I type anything on my keyboard, I save, I come to the page, I reload, voila, it's right there, okay? But if I take the same amount of text and put it within the head, it might appear, but I do not expect it to appear. No, it still appeared. I thought it might appear. But if I were to do this, put this within the title, all right, it wouldn't appear. Rather, it appears over here. So everything that is going to be within the main content of the site should be within your body tag. And one of the most popular tags you can use within the body of your website is the header tag. And we have different types of header tags. And these header tags are represented by a H. Okay. Now you can see the head, which we've used already. You can see the header, which is right here. You can see H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 here, right? We'll go for H1. And I will say, this is my header. I save it, I come to the page, I reload, boom, that is the header. So the header tag renders in this very large font size, bold, and in your face. So it's called a header. If I were to show you H2, you would see H2, right? I just tap the enter key for the code completion to help me populate the rest. This is second header. Save it, come here, reload, second header is smaller. And it goes on and on and on and on. H3, this is a house officer. Save it, excuse me, a house officer, right? You know, you get the drill, right? H4, what? H4. This is a medical student. Save. You know, you get the idea, right? Cool. Okay, so that is the header tag. and you can use it to determine, or rather to display headings and big titles on your web page, right? Now let's quickly play a little bit. We have created tags, and another name for tags is elements, right? So every single one of this can be referred to as an element on the page, right? The same way you have elements in um, that make up compounds and the periodic table, you have elements that make up a web page, right? These are the components or the small bits that make up this web page, right? And every element or every tag can have what we call attributes, right? You already know that the element or the tag can have its content, which is this. It can also have attributes, and these attributes describe or give certain properties to the element or the tag in question. How do we specify attributes? Very straightforward. You simply go to the opening tag for the element, give a space, and type the name of the attributes. So let's say I wanted to align this H1 to be centered. What I'll do is say align. Did you see the attribute there? Yeah, is equal to center. Now observe, I placed align, which is the name of the attributes, an equal sign, and the value of the attributes. Now the value of every attribute needs to be within quotation marks. These quotes are part of what we call the syntax, okay? And the syntax is a structure which must be followed. If you do not do that, you're going to have a break in your page, right? So I'm going to save this and reload my page, and you see the difference. Boom, centered header. Isn't that cute? Really straightforward, really easy. Easy peasy, right? Yeah, I know. All right, so let's add more attributes to the other guys. I'm going to align you to the center as well. Align center. I'm going to align this guy to the right. Align right. Yeah, and let's see what we have. I hope it works. Yes, center, center, right. Cool, right? Awesome. So try this out quickly on your end, and let's see what you can make.